Here comes part of the episode, one of my least favorite parts of any episode of anything, where Jack has to explain comic book knowledge he knows instead of the math he should have learned in school or whatever. So Marvel used to be called Timely Publications because they didn't just publish comics, they published magazines and pulps also. Initially, there was plans to call the character Captain Thunder. DC already had a character named Johnny Thunder. So to like go around that, Fawcett was like, well, we'll just call him Captain Marvel and that'll be that. We won't get sued by DC. After they ceased publication on Captain Marvel, the trademark lapsed and a whole bunch of companies tried to get on board. It wasn't just Marvel. There was, in the UK, for instance, Captain Marvel reprints were very popular, but after the end of his publication, they had to like come up with their own version of the character. They had a character called Marvel Man, and he had a bunch of sidekicks who were also called Marvel Man. In the 60s, there was another Captain Marvel who was like an android who could split his body into like segments. So it was like he could have his arm float away and like do things independent of his torso, and his neck could split from his head and it could like float up into the atmosphere or whatever. And then finally, I think it was by like 1967, Stan Lee introduced his own version of Captain Marvel, who was like this alien guy. It's like the Brie Larson movie. You know the Brie Larson movie? Yeah.
Because my brain was like, wait, there was that movie with the lady, and a lot of people didn't like it, but my dad really liked that movie, and I was like, is that related to this?
Yeah. To the point where Marvel had a thing in the 70s where they were just poking the bear with this Captain Marvel stuff. So the original alien Captain Marvel was a guy who was just an alien. He just came to Earth. He was like maybe spying on Earth, but he was also protecting us from like aliens in like a sort of nuanced take on Cold War paranoia. But by the 70s, he had an alter ego where this teenager, Rick Jones, would like have to like clash two like wristbands together and he would transform into Captain Marvel. Like they straight up just ripped off the original Captain Marvel because they knew DC wanted to use him. Mm-hmm. Anyway, none of that has anything to do with this character, who is now called either Shazam or just the Captain in contemporary continuity. But I'm gonna call him Captain Marvel because that's what his fucking name is.